Well, hello everyone and welcome back to the BTS America's Tournament Cup. That's going to be powered by Squarespace in addition with Face It Pro League, G2A.com, and of course Alpha Draft. We're back in action. This is day number 3. We got one little special spicy best of 3 for you. Almost a Southern American fiesta, if you will. We got Pain Gaming going against Team Unknown. I'm KotLGuy. I'm going to be bringing you the coverage, but I'm not going out alone. Today I get a new special guest. I got my buddy Jenkins joining me from the world-famous Team Leviathan. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty good, of course, got to put out apologies on the slightly delayed start. Some of these kids a bit tardy to show up. Apparently didn't get patched and ready. You let me know that this seems to be a kind of a thing, and it's been a trend so far. But nonetheless, we're just happy we're going to be having a game. How do you feel about this particular matchup? Now, I know Leviathan got their chance to go against Team Unknown, of course, in the TI5 qualifier. Unknown is the team that made their way all the way through the open qualifier of TI5, which is pretty damn impressive when you consider how many teams they did have to beat. But also you have Pain Gaming on the other side. So, Jenkins, I want to know from your perspective, this matchup, maybe you have some experience scrimming against them, who we should look out for, what's the down low?
Yeah, but both of these teams are both certainly really good actually right now. I would actually put both of these teams above Not Today, who are Goliath in the South American Dota scene. They've just been totally on point in scrims lately. They've owned us, we've owned them, but mostly they've owned us. So definitely really strong teams right now. I know a little less about Unknown, but they have Leshrac, so.
So they have a good start. Pretty damn good start. Leshrac, no surprise, they recently released the breakdown in competitive play for the month of June, and, well, Mr. Goatman was right there at the top, right next to him. Of course, the Queen of Pain. So it's no surprise we're going to be seeing him snagged up if given the opportunity to make it out of the first banning phase. So for the favor of Unknown, they're going to grab it. In conjunction, they get their Earthshaker. On the other side, Pain Gaming, they get the Bruiser in Tusk, and they pick up a Shadow Fiend. But I do want to note the respect ban already, that Huskar. Now, Unknown was a team that did like to pick it up if it wasn't banned, because everyone did their research on Unknown at the time. But it was Kotaro who was their big Huskar player. I'm not too sure if they're running with an alias here. A lot of these kids in these past teams have been giving us their roster list with all sorts of crazy anime weeboo names, so it's hard to really tell who's who exactly. But Kotaro, I figured, was their big Huskar player, so maybe he's here under a different identity. I don't know if you know any additional information. I'm just going with what I see in front of my face.
Yeah, I actually have no idea if he's here. He probably is. I mean, everyone's changing their goddamn names nowadays, so yeah, he's probably here.
Someone's name on, I believe, a Southern American team was Kaiser Sose, which I felt fit so perfect. I don't know if you've seen or if a lot of people have seen the movie Usual Suspects, but Kaiser Sose was the totally anonymous, I don't want to give away too much. The movie's, everyone should go see it. It's a wonderful movie, but he's like that infamous figure that no one really knows who he is or what his identity is. So it just fits so perfect. But anyway, this draft, the third pickup for Pain Gaming is going to be the Rubik, which is great. It's good against the Earthshaker. You got the Fissure to steal, which is one of his awesome snags and works instantly to kind of get things set up. But the Gyrocopter and now an Axe response. Unknown, they're a team that loves their manly lineups. If they don't get Huskar, they're going to get someone like Axe instead. So, Jenkins, it's feeling pretty damn brash from the side of Unknown.
Yeah, man, I don't know where the Axe came from. People aren't picking that, but clearly these guys just have a respect for it. They might be thinking of doing a dual offlane with Dazzle, Leshrac mid, and then just Axe Jara bottom. That would be pretty annoying to deal with. Because a dual lane will actually own a Tusk. Tusk doesn't. He's gonna get the same thing from a dual lane or a tri lane. He's the same as Clockwork. He's just gonna block off creeps, get good experience, not get too many last hits, but he's gonna be okay with that. He doesn't mind. He's pretty good with just a few levels. So they could definitely do something here. I'd suspect that there's probably going to be a Dazzle ban coming out on the side of Pain Gaming.
Yeah, I mean, obviously something they can't get for themselves. Not that the Axe is out there, but a mighty fine defensive support grab like Dazzle is certainly something that seems pretty damn delicious. But where there's not a Dazzle, there's a Winter Wyvern still out there, Jenkins, and it surprises me that the hero has been ignored up to this point. It seems like everything else, with maybe an exception to the respect bans, they're just kind of going with what's in style, what's trending, what the meta seems to be. But with the exception of that Wyvern, now they get rid of the Bloodseeker, of course, and now they probably have to make the harsh decision between either the Dazzle or the Winter Wyvern, because I would not be surprised if Unknown just take the one that's not going to be banned out. But we'll have to see there as far as things go.
Yeah.
So Lina grab as well. And I want to talk a bit about the Tusk thing you were just saying with the offlane. I mean, maybe it's my lack of experience playing and watching a lot of Tusk, but I actually didn't know he had that blocking potential the same way a Clockwork does. And it was really shown to me yesterday in the matchup against the Way 2 stack, where it was Jenkins on one side playing the Tusk, because I guess he just loves the hell out of that hero and plays it all the time. But then you have Jubei, who likes to come over and he'll cut down the trees and be a real pain in the ass and prevent him from getting that block. But I'd never seen it before. It was super awesome. But for someone like Jenkins and using that hero, he managed to somehow recover and still be a big factor in the game. But look at this. No Dazzle, no Wyvern. It's going to be a Templar Assassin picked up here. Who the heck? Is it going to be a Lesh Earthshaker support duo? Is this a jungling number 4 Axe? This is crazy.
The Lesh Shaker duo is actually like insanely good. If you land a stun on 2 people with either of those heroes, they're just going to die.
Yeah.
Like the team fight is won because you actually have follow-up damage and stuns to make it happen. So like really good duo, I think.
Now what about the Templar Assassin? Seems a bit weird. A lot of teams favor putting it maybe more on the Dire side because you have the advantage of being closer to working with the Roche. Is it more of a particular on-paper matchup against the Shadow Fiend that maybe she'll have a pretty decent time with? Or it could just be a comfort hero that they like going for. I just find it a bit peculiar to see a Templar Assassin come up in general, but now also even on the Radiant side.
Yeah, I think you probably hit the nail on the head with the comfort hero. I think that the mid on the side of Unknown is like one of those like pub stompy mid players that just like owns people with, you know, Storm, TA, things of that nature. So I definitely think it's a comfort hero in this situation. I mean, certainly good, but definitely a comfort hero.
All right, here we go. And you know what? Speaking of comfort heroes, Jenkins, I got to tell you, I was really happy to see you play that Pudge the other day. That was a stellar performance. And I made the brief call in the draft, and I always feel good when it happens to pop out there at the end. It was awesome. So
I'm always surprised. Every time we draft it, you're always talking about the Pudge through the whole draft, and then we pick it.
I know. I was like
watch,
yes.
Watch the replay after. It's like, how did he know?
I don't know. It was an inkling or something, but it happened to work out. We'll have to see how it works out for you down the road. But you know, if you didn't know already, everyone else, Leviathan were the first team to make it into the next round, and I believe you're already slated to go against. No, you're still waiting to see who's going to be coming out between, I believe, Complexity and EGX, the other open qualifier team. Should be awesome. I believe that match is coming up either tomorrow or the day after. Should be some good stuff. But here we are. Match at hand. We got Team Unknown going against Pain Gaming. We got the Peru boys going against the Brazil boys. We don't know what the hell they're going to be saying to each other. I don't know what the chat's even talking about, but it should be a fun party nonetheless here. So let's go through the introductions on your Radiant side. We got Team Unknown. They're the TI5 open qualifier group. We got Virus is going to be playing your Gyrocopter. We got KotLGuy, I'm trying my best here. He's playing your what looks like support Leshrac nearby. We got Takane, I want to see you. He's going to be playing your Templar Assassin. Z-God, with shoutouts to Mel, is going to be playing your Earthshaker. They are just securing this top rune for themselves. But last but not least, we're going to have Mr. Isho. He's going to be playing your Axe. Jenkins, I would love to hear your rendition of Pain Gaming side. Please do me the honors of introducing the Dire Squad.
On Rubik, with the dual lane top anti-mage Rubik is ... on running on the Rubik. 40R, that's actually his name, so good on him on the anti-mage. Middle lane is a dual lane with Squiggle, Space Squiggle.
The classic.
And then C4T on the Lina. Then offlane Tuskar, that's Tavo. That's his name too. So.
Yeah, Tavo and 40R, names I definitely recognize. These guys have been around the Southern American circuit, I guess. They've been in and out of various teams. They're very experienced. A lot of people making shout-outs saying that, you know, 40R, he's the player for South America, and, you know, Tavo's the man. And I've seen them since, like, way back, Swag and Tiger, I believe they were, and then they became, like, CNB Esports, and then they became Pain, and then they were part of Union, and they were everywhere. So
I
they've been on every single team. These guys have just, well, they hoard themselves out for all the action. But that just shows that they are experienced, and they are used to this kind of pressure. They're used to being, you know, going through the grind, and we'll have to see how they do here. And I want to make a guess and to say that the pronunciation for the Lina could just be Cat. So I'm gonna roll with Cat. That sounds pretty good, the C4T.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like that's...
So Cat on the Lina there. Let's see if you can be feisty and scratch your way through this top lane. It's aggro. It's an aggro lane setup here for Unknown going against the tri-lane of Pain. I mean, how do you personally feel about the lane assessment for both these teams? Does one team seem like they're going to have a nice early laning advantage with how they kind of set this up? I feel like 40R is a bit reserved on this AM. This is not going to be an easy farming time for him. He's going to be in a bit of a pickle.
Yeah, I see this as like a total outlane from Unknown. They definitely just want to try to win all the lanes and position into taking Roshan with the TA and then just taking down all the towers. And that could be like a really easy win, especially against anti-mage. However, we got a little...
Yeah, we're getting an early little bit of flat cannon coming out. Oh, what a fissure. Is it going to be a block? No, it's not, but it doesn't matter. They're going to get Cat regardless. The Cat has been spayed and neutered. It's going to be taken down. And, well, their first blood is going to be going to Lesh Boy over here. So he gets that extra bit of a purse. So it's Unknown who are going to be striking first, showing that this laning setup is going to be very fruitful for him. This AM, it's going to be a difficult time. If you're in a position like Pain is now, Jenkins, do you have to make an audible call, change things up? And, well, before I get your answer, we have rotation to the bottom lane. A Hasterim picked up from your Shadow Fiend. He's going to actually miss one raise. They're looking for Ishno here. He's running. He's going south on his axe. Look who's turned the corner with the Hasterim. He's going to go for the TP. Can they stop him? They cannot. He is out of there. And that means that this dedicated rotation from the Shadow Fiend is going to be coming up short. He'll have to spend the $100 and head back to the mid lane. So, back to Jenkins, the question I said for Pain Gaming, do they need to do something, change it up, rotate lanes? What would you do in this position?
I think I'd probably send the anti-mage bot with like Rubik or something, and then do Tuscalina top, because you actually can't dive into a Tuscalina, and that means that the lane from Unknown is actually just gonna be top, trying to like own them, dive the towers, and they absolutely cannot, or they're going to die. So they'll get experience, but what I was saying is that like if the anti-mage Shadow Fiend team actually goes late game, 40 minutes is their window, I think.
Yeah.
At 40 minutes, if they can like not have all the towers lost and like not have like 3 Aegises go the way of Unknown, I think they just win, because they're just gonna be so much stronger at that point. Shadow Fiend AM just flash farms so quickly.
This is going to be a big test for their mental strength here. Just accept that you're probably going to get beaten a bit early. You're going to be losing those tier 1s. You're probably going to be losing tier 2s in what feels like a very confined position inside your base. But if you can hold out, you can get that farm. If AM's able to scrap together that 6-slotted item and be able to just kind of withstand the early game pressure, he could probably pull this game out. But that's a tall order here. You got a very aggressive kind of a lineup here for Unknown. Your Axe is eventually going to get a blink, and he's going to look to go on the prowl. This TA, you know, she's received some recent buffs, and you got to consider stuff like Desolator's a lot cheaper now, so she's able to kind of help with getting those Roches and those Aegis grabs and being able to just burst down heroes and snowball. And Gyrocopter, you know, he's like one of the biggest new carries in the game. I mean, he used to be all the rage back in the day, but he's recently become part of the limelight, and he can fight all the time with the help of that rocket barrage now. So it's a tough test, but I agree with you. If Pain could take this long enough, who knows? They could be able to bring this one back. But as it stands right now, they're definitely in a bit of trouble. You look at the CS chart right now, and the top 3 all belong to Team Unknown.
Yeah, this is I was really hoping to see the SF rotation on bot workout, because if they can pull off like just get a kill on one of the cores, it's gonna be huge, just because every single lane is losing right now. So all they have to farm is the jungle. If they can free up like any other lane, it's gonna be huge for them, because all they have is the jungle right now and Ancients, which they're not using right now. So they're definitely gonna need some comeback mechanics in this game.
Right now, Shadow Fiend is ripping right through a pretty damn girthy stack here, so that's certainly going to help out. He had been kind of bullied a bit in the lane. TA 33 and 10. Now matching up, Shadow Fiend able to get the assistance with that juggle camp, but she is 6 pushing on 7. Hey, and Shadow Fiend's at 7 already, so he gets a good recovery path. That's credit, of course, to the support staff, especially, I believe, Dot on this Rubik was able to set up most of that stack for him. So he's very thankful for that. He works with the next one. It works out well for Dot because he has the lane experience now in this mid lane. He can get to his level 6, and that's when Rubik, you know, has his bread and butter spell of the Spell Steal. And what are the options in this game for this Rubik? What do you think are top priority grabs? Let's say outside of Fissure. I mean, Split Earth is probably a solid one. Maybe a quick Refraction, you could turn things around. It seems like there's just a lot of good options for him this game, so getting that 6 seems to be a top priority.
Yep, Gyrocopter ulti, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Culling Blade. There's actually a lot to steal in this game. He's going to have a pretty fun time, especially if he can get like an early Mana Boots Glimmer or Blink Dagger. It should be a really nice game for him.
Very, very good. How are we doing down here? We got Ishno on your Axe and off-lane Axe get up. You know, don't see this very often. As of recent, Axe really became started to really pop into the limelight. I'd say It was at Star Ladder Season 11 in the hands of Yoki, or I guess now as it's pronounced Yoku. And he did some of the most ridiculous axe play ever. So ever since then, everyone kind of got on board, and ever since then, everyone kind of fell off. So they're going to still make it work for now. He's got a strong start. He's got 1,400 gold already after picking up Tranquils, and, well, let's see if he can hold on to it here. They're going to look to engage, but it's simply a trade, a fissure that's not going to really connect. It's just Tavo kind of flirting with them a bit, but not really able to catch any blood from it. But Jenkins, it's looking like this axe is going to make great time for a blink, and that could be a bit scary here for Pain Gaming.
Yeah, this is a spooky game to be an anti-mage. He has 15 last hits. He's playing against an Axe TA who can just shred him with physical damage. He gets a Manta. Axe still can taunt the Manta styles. Like he's gonna have such a hard time this game. He's gonna need to just split the map, split farm for the whole game, and hopefully Shadow Fiend can get like a Mechanism or Yule Scepter and make a ton of space for him with this farm he's getting in the jungle.
Here we go, Jenkins. We got a smoke. First smoke of the game, bottom lane. They're looking to move in. A lead in snowball. There's the Fable, the uppercut. They know the value that this axe wants that blink, and he's going to get denied. He gets bashed on down. Shadow Fiend is going to get the last strike, and that means Axe is going to get his funds reduced now to about 1,500. Still in a good spot, but would have just about had his blink dagger in the next few moments otherwise. But look at this. He's able to really chunk down this tier 1 tower on the bottom. This is a nice little comeback from, well, Mr. Squiggles. I don't know really what else to call him.
This Rubik is winning them the game right now. He's doing such a good job getting all the stacks up for the Shadow Fiend, taking mid lane, getting good experience just on his hero, because he obviously needs the quick level 6, and then making these rotations and taking lanes that are all completely lost just by virtue of the heroes, and then, you know, making something happen. He's playing insanely well right now.
And we tried to make a preemptive guess. We were sure we were going to see a couple of these along the way. Our first pause, our first official pause of the series so far. So everyone, please have a beverage, if you will. We'll wait it out. Tusk currently MIA. We'll wait for him to come back in on the return, so we can kind of look and dissect this laning setup a bit more. You still have Shadow Fiend at the front of CS. Then you have the trifecta between TA, Gyro, and Axe thereafter. But we look at this top lane. Poor little 40R and his anti-mage at 15-0 in comparison to the Gyro, who's about to get to 50, not 15. So
yeah, at 8 minutes, all the cores have 50 last hits on the side of Unknown. That's spooky.
That's pretty damn good. Pretty dang good. And for now, at least, he's got phase boots, bracer. Might look to build that, of course, into a drum. For 40R, when you're kind of at a very slow-paced start on your AM, you know, traditionally, AMs, they'll look to build up and do an early Battle Fury to accelerate their farm and build it up. Do you foresee him still trying to go down that path, or is there a tipping point where AM is like, yeah, I got to do something else. We're stepping off for, I don't know, a Vanguard or something else along the way?
I mean, I wouldn't doubt that it's in 40R's capacity to do some wonky build that'll actually work out in this situation. He could definitely do it. But I haven't seen an anti-mage go anything but a Battle Fury, unless it's like a mid-anti-mage for quite some time.
Oh,
Lena's getting gone on.
Yeah, but there's creeps there. Maybe he can help mitigate the damage a bit, but she's going to miss the stun. Cat! Gotta run! Oh, God, one of these 9 lives better help keep her alive. No, that's not going to be the case. He just simply rounds the bend around that tree and is able to get the connection. But, hey, all the meanwhile, a double kill on the bottom lane. And it didn't even cost him a Requiem. He simply wipes out quickly Lesh and Axe, and he gets the tower. Top lane, we're back checking it out, and they're going to get return fire here as they also take down the Gyro. Look at this, Pain Gaming on the comeback as far as cleaning up a couple of sweet picks. Can they get the... Ooh, that was just on the other side. Almost got the block right there to Z-God, so that escalated pretty damn fast, Jenkins. Next thing you know, they quickly break out from both sides of the map simultaneously. Shadow Fiend coming the big breadwinner here. He gets a double on the bottom. I didn't catch what exactly happened, but somehow he just raised his way into a double.
Yeah, they just used the Tusk Snowball stun and the positioning of the Ice Shards to get some good races on Axe, who was trying to deny the tower, so...
That puts Axe off even more, Jenkins. He's only now back at 1,600 again. He was on pace to getting a blink what feels like a minute or two ago. It's going to get put off even longer.
Like, the last hits are looking really, really good on the side of Unknown, but to pick an entire draft around winning the lanes and then actually have it be 2-4 at this point is a little scary, especially when the 4 people who died, 3 of them are going to the Shadow Fiend, so...
Yeah.
That guy, he's got a Mechanism at 9 minutes. He's sitting on 74 last hits and 3 kills. I said that this guy needs to make space, and he's definitely going to be able to do it with these items.
Yes. So, and for a team that has a clock that they're happy to wait out and to already have advantage like this early is pretty damn sweet. And those supports continue to help out and nurture these cores. They get a nice additional double stack. This jungle is just overflowing with potential money to be made for the Shadow Fiend. He's like, oh, hell yeah. He's heading that way right now. He's like, I'm about to raise hell.
Oh, man. Look how happy.
Yeah, look at it. He's on the buy language. He's like, thank you so much. I needed this. But, uh-oh, Virus is here, and he's like, that's mine now, boy. He's going to drop the call down in the phone. No, the rocket barrage. Must have squiggles. He's going to pop off his brand new mech. Can he raise his way into victory? No, he can't. He's going to get taken down. They get the return kill in the gyro right thereafter with the help of Tavo. He's now going to uppercut the ass of Z-God. Z-God going to have to throw down the totem with the mini stun. Gets the fissure off, tries to retreat. Not going to be happening. Gets caught there with the connection blow from the TA. Now it's your Lesh and your Tusk duking it out one-on-one. KotLGuy, can he run away? No. He's going to get snowballed. He's going to get rolled over. And after the dust settles and the blood just spatters all over the walls, it ends up being what looks like a 3-for-2 trade in the end. Probably the first bit of advantage coming out for Unknown in these skirmishes. Being able to take out that Shadow Fiend finally. Gyrocopter, I'm sure, got a little piece of those stacks. He gets the kill on him. He does end up losing himself. I don't know, Jenkins. What do you think after everything is said and done? Who really is the winner on that?
I actually think that's Pain Gaming wins on that, because that could have gone so much worse. Like, the timing was right from Unknown. They walk into the jungle, they know the stacks are being taken, they know they can fight it, and Tusk TP's in and salvages like 3 kills. So I mean, Tavo's actually playing out of his mind this game. He blocked off the TA so the TA could not kill him. So he got a solo kill on the Leshrac. After the whole fight just happened, like, he just gets a solo kill on the Leshrac. TA's just like trying to, okay, I guess I'm blocked off here.
Yeah.
Looks like they go for a smoke on top lane.
Yeah, here they go. They're on the move. They're feeling a bit of the momentum, maybe after the morale boost from that last fight. Oh, good connection with the ice shards. And Little Axe is going to get tossed back with the telekinesis. They'll eliminate him, and look at this. Tavo's already on to the next target, and that's Virus. So Requiem's going to fly out, and they're going to finish him off thereafter. Now the tower will go down, not going to get denied, but Z-God, he's also going to get punished. A pop comes out with your emphatic connection of the Mana Void. And now Pain Gaming quickly scrapped together another 3 kills for a team that was just kind of getting bullied in the laning phase. They are certainly striking back pretty damn hard, and 40R is just happy about it. He's going to continue down this path. He's going to get up his ring of health, going for the Battle Fury. Shadow Fiend already finished off that mech. It looks like he's going to go right for the BKB. This is getting a bit sticky right now, Jenkins, for Team Unknown. They're rotating back to the top. Let's see if they can get things back their way. There's going to be a fissure. Shadow Fiend retreats up north, tries to turn the corner. A good connection. He walks in with an echo. Still not enough to finish him. It looks like Lesh is going to be potentially caught out. Tusk is actually going to be going down first. Then they get the chop as they finish off the AM. Beheaded now, and uh-oh, Cat. Nowhere to go. He just tries to man up and fight, gets the stun on one, but the 3 of them take over, and, well, it was 3 kills one way, Jenkins, and it's quickly 3 kills back the other way. But hey, also space is, look at this. TA gets a DD rune and just takes Roche herself.
Dude, he's a TA pub player. He knows when. That's like what TAs do in pubs. You're just fighting, and then all of a sudden it's like Roshanna's fallen. It's like, oh, that's where that guy was this whole time. Yeah,
what feels worse is, like, we lost that fight, and wait, you mean to tell me TA wasn't even there and took Roche?
Yeah.
Oh, that hits you in the morale pretty hard.
Yeah, perhaps a little overzealous from Pain Gaming, because, I mean, they really do not have a pushing lineup. All they have to push is Shadow Fiend, and he actually got cut out right at the start of the fight, just by a really, really nice fissure. So, their pushers caught out, and they're just, you know, at a tower with no mechanism, and Axe salvages like 3 kills, and they all die, so.
Your TA,
unfortunate.
Yeah, she went right for a Desolator. I was talking about the new cheaper price, just makes it a bit too tempting, you know, whether TAs want to go a bit defensive early or go more brash and hard-hitting with this Desolator pickup. But Ori is about to have about over 1,600 gold as she farms away into the Pain territory here. She's got help on the way. We got another smoke, Jenkins. The 3 of them moving up north. You can see the body language here from Rubik. He is in a very defensive position. They're pinging the area out. I'm looking over their vision. They do have a ward up near the top rune, but I'm not sure exactly where they started the smoke. I imagine it was still in the dark, but everyone is playing very reserved. 40R's hiding in the woods, and Gyrocopter's dead on the bottom as they were able to easily engage with both Cat and Tavo. Little Gyrocopter by himself had really no chance.
that lean and fast combo does so much work.
Oh, they're going to get a quick dunk here. Not much to see. Just a blink and call. Rubik goes down, and there's your debut blink dagger, I feel, from Axe, getting his first real solo pick almost. As now they head back towards the bottom, rounding the bend here. TA is going to catch out Shadow Fiend. He's going to go for a quick TP, and it's the right call to make. She hits damn hard. One more big strike, and he could have been out, but luckily he's got the quick reaction and TP out. Meanwhile, 40R wants to just get the last hit on this tower, but doesn't want to risk it. He sees Axe come in, and he's like, I do not want to get called. So he will have to, unfortunately, let the tower get denied.
Yeah, this Axe is going to be a huge problem for the Shadow Fiend anti-mage. They can get as many BKBs as they want, and they're still going to have like a full BKB piercing stun combo in the Axe call into Earthshaker Fissure into the Leshrac stun, which is like 8 seconds of pure lockdown. BKB piercing.
Ouch. Cat got smacked right there from TA. Ends up going down. Tusk shows up to help out. TA, though, second guessing. Does still have the Aegis, but very low. Will end up going down. Can they finish her off the second time? They have telekinesis ready to go. Requiem timing. It's off. Not going to be connecting, but they'll still get her nonetheless, it looks like. So your Aegis already going to be taken out of the equation. 12-10. Pain Gaming still slightly ahead, but eliminating the TA's Aegis that early, very, very good. They were probably hoping to hold on to that a bit and maybe use it to push forward, finish off the rest of the tier 1s, and maybe take a tier 2, but that's not going to be happening now.
The rotations out of the supports on Pain have been totally spot on this game. They're getting the kills on the targets that they absolutely needed the most on, so they're doing a really good job. Dot this game. Working his ass off to get these pickoffs.
Just wish I knew his name and we can give him props, but as it is, Mr. Dot holding up to his gut right now. He even gets the fissure steal. Uses it already. How about a taste of your own medicine there, Mr. Zgod? He gets taken down. They're trying to get X here. He gets the call off. Now he's on the run, but Cat, oh, what a blink back chop to finish her off. He is just playing with death here. Tavo's going to be the next one to go down as he just gets manhandled from a rocket barrage. And just like that, ends up being a 2-for-1 trade. Advantage for Unknown. This comes, of course, right after they lose their TA. Both these teams, man, they're ready to scrap. It's 13-12 at 17 minutes in. Bloodbath.
One thing that I'm actually kind of scared of for Pain is that this Leshrac almost has a Bloodstone as a 4-position Leshrac. That's a hell of a lot of damage that a 4-position hero can do. He should not have this much farm at this point in the game, but he's got a ton of last hits, a lot of assists, so he's having a really good time.
Yeah, it looks like Zgod has accepted the fact that he's going to be a very selfless support Earthshaker this game. But for how selfless he has to be, he's still okay. I mean, he has Arcanes, then you got your usual support components, an award here or there, a little bit of that danky stuff, smokes every time. But a Blink Dagger seems to be a bit far off in the horizon, but eventually it just will come. You take down tier 2s, yeah. You get another Roche, you participate in a couple of kills. It's going to happen. You're going to get the Blink, and that's really all this Earthshaker needs. But you're absolutely right. The 4-position Lesh certainly has been able to be getting a lot of that me time and building up to a Bloodstone. But he's not participating in this. Up top lane, they engage on the TA, and she's able to quickly blink away thereafter. Sure, the refraction soaking up the bits of damage that allowed the Blink to be off cooldown, and she says, see you later. Pieces away, and Pain are going to have to just retreat.
I think that might be the best change to TA in the past few patches. The fact that she can now blink if she gets hit by things.
Yeah. Like,
you can get Galed at this point, and you can blink. Like, you know, Veno's considered like the counter to TA.
Yeah, Veno, rip. That was a hero at one point. Not anymore, it feels like. But here we go, Unknown. They're smoked again. Well, look at one of them, Virus, way deep. He's got an Invis rune. He is stalking 40R. They're looking around. They don't want to head, obviously, through the tier 2 to see it. But, uh-oh, they see Gyro. They drop a sentry, and they just get rid of him. I don't know what kind of inkling they had on that one, but they drop a sentry. They see the Gyro, and he gets killed. Okay, a call on the top of the staircase for Tavo here. They line it up with a split earth and, well, a wealth of nuke power, but are they going to lose a lot for it? Look who skips up and behind. It's your Shadow Fiend popping his BKB. He annihilates the Axe. The Lesh goes thereafter, so it's being a 3-for-1 trade as it stands. Zgod, he's like, I got to get the hell out. Tries to go for a TP. Nope. Gonna get popped there. The Mana Void comes in, and 40R, a double kill for his AM. About to complete out his Battle Fury, it looks like. Yep. All right, so a very good fight for Pain. I mean, they catch out the Gyro first, and, well, they lose their Tusk, but they just quickly pounce on the chance. Knowing that Gyro's out of the equation, they recognize at the drop of a hat that it's their fight that they can take, and they do it.
I really thought this was going to be a farming game on the side of Pain, but if you look at the gold graph, it definitely like it shows that this is just fight after fight after fight, and it's going either way too. It's never you know, favored towards one team. Like next fight, I'm sure Unknown's just gonna like own Pain, but that fight going the way of Pain is just, you know, wonders for them considering their late game.
Yeah, most other teams and regions, they put together a lineup like Pain have, and they might consider do things a bit more slow-paced and steady and just kind of take the time to rise and make sure that there's just no pressure coming towards their AM. But Pain are just like, no, we want to fight. We like to fight, and that's just what we're going to do. And well,
definitely a good fight to do the BKB reveal on the Shadow Fiend. That's really nice for him.
Oh, yeah, it was. He just hopped in all of his golden glory and just beat their ass. And now they recognize the BKB ready to go. AM does complete that Battle Fury and is already farming his way towards the Yasha, so it seems like it's going to be a Manta-style game for him. Kind of cookie-cutter build-up for your standard AM. Maybe, you know, I've seen get the Yasha and then go for the Vlads and then finish out the Manta. More or less the same. The one thing I don't usually see Jenkins is this crazy-ass headpiece that this AM is wearing. I don't know what that is. Sort of crazy Voltron headgear. I don't know.
Kind of looks like a Power Ranger or something.
I'm a cyborg.
Let's go.
Sent from the future to AM and take your mana. I don't really know.
I don't know what's going on with that. Valve, please. Looks like he's split pushing a lot now.
Yeah, he's definitely seeing if he could divert attention elsewhere because there's not a lot to stop him. Oh, look at this. TA's like, I know
stalking.
where you are. Yeah, he's stalking, and he's like, I can't really catch him. Like, he goes back 40 yards like, I'm not leaving. I'm still going to hang about. The rest of the company from Unknown, they head their way towards the top here. Let's take a moment to appreciate the vision advantage here. Team Unknown put some pretty damn deep wards here. They got one in the mid lane, one up in the top lane. Pretty unorthodox spot. I don't imagine that getting de-warded anytime soon. So they get the intel to see who's kind of moving through the Pain woods. We look at Pain's vision. Pretty much similar. They get their own little defensive ward up in the pretty much the same spot and some rune coverage near the bottom, and obviously an idea as far as if there's any attention towards the Roche pit. So.
Oh man. Check out the ward in the dire jungle for Unknown. Look how close it is to being in sentry range.
Where is this sentry at?
To the right.
Oh, I'm blind as a bat here. I still don't see. Oh, there it is. There it is. Oh, you're right. Oh my, yeah, that is right on the cusp. I was like, oh, it's unorthodox. They'll never get caught, and it was actually barely an inch away from being spotted out right there. But
that sucks, man. That must be a really sick warding spot.
Note it for yourself. I don't know. Unknown. Find the spot. It works out for them, and now with it, they are going to move right into the Roche. But look who's already nearby. They have the trap vision, so they see Tavo kind of flirting in the area. It seems like they might know that this Roche is actually happening, and so 40R is just going to kind of turn it up in this top lane.
Yep.
And they're already trying to bring someone back to stop it. It's going to be Axe here first. Maybe they're going to get Roche quick and TP thereafter and hope the Axe can catch him. We'll see. Yep. Blink. Call. Rotation's coming. Can they stop 40R before he makes it away? He blinks out straight to the left. They see the attack come out from the tower. And he's got a battle hunger on right now. But on the other side, we're seeing a fight potentially breaking out. They tried to go for the TA, but he managed to slip out from trouble. And so it's going to be Pain Gaming, who do get a little bit of extra pressure on the top tier 2. They don't manage to get a hold of anyone from Unknown on the way out. Unknown just get away with Gang and Aegis, and they don't lose a side tower. So it actually goes to TA, and they're going to feel a bit more comfortable as long as this TA doesn't get caught out once more.
At the very least, they did get the middle tier 1. So that's, I mean, it's not the worst. Now they don't have that extra fortification if they want it.
Yeah, you're right. It's a good, one hell of an access point as well. A quick TP there, and you're going to get right back in the action. So getting rid of those tier 1s is very, very crucial. All of them out of the equation now.
Making the map bigger with an Anti-Mage and a Shadow Fiend is just one of the most absolutely important things, especially because Anti-Mage can, you know, just solo Roche later in the game too with the Vlads.
He's got for now his Yasha. We haven't seen yet what he's going to do for the secondary item, if he's going to just complete out the Manta or go straight for that Vlad's. I'm assuming the later, but we'll have to see. Checking base with everyone else, Tavo was able to scrap together his Blink Dagger on his Tusk. Looks like Lina is getting pretty damn close to an Agnums here, so some serious burst potential coming out regardless of BKBs that this TA or whoever else will be holding, maybe potentially Gyro in the future. For Rubik, nothing too crazy yet. He's the selfless one for the team, as we've already acknowledged. Looks like he's just going to go for a Glimmer Cape as he already has his hood. But Check out mid lane. That's where they jump in and get the uppercut. But man, oh man, she is just
Oh,
abusing.
man.
That reflection is just able to easily blink away from trouble. That's 2 times we've seen that this game already, and now she's dishing out the damage, going for Tusk. Tusk is able to snowball. They go back onto him. Shadow Fiend trying to dish out the damage, and he's able to blink away before the Axe calls in. Meanwhile, Z-God, though, makes a committed jump, gets an Echo onto the 2. Requiem on the return. He tries to man up for TA. TA is going to lose the Aegis, and they lose Z-Talk on the other side. 40R sees Axe, goes right for him, keeps him out of the picture. But look at this, re-engaging. TA just easily wipes out Cat. But now he's going to get caught out. There's an uppercut, immediate snowball thereafter, and they catch up and finish off the Shadow Fiend with the help from the Lesh. It looks like it's going to be Unknown potentially coming out on top as they make chase on the Tavo. Tries to heal up with the Urn, but he's going to walk right back into trouble, and it is a double kill in the end for Virus on the Gyrocopter. They end up coming out on top 1 for 3, but they also do lose that Aegis. But this means they're going to be able to clear out this tier 2, or they'll be able to catch up with poor little Rubik. Rubik, though, oh, he stole the meld, but it's not going to matter. The call is there. Jenkins, it looks like Pain are going to lose 4 all day in exchange for just the 1 support from Unknown and their Aegis. But it looks like it's an Aegis very well spent.
That is exactly what they need to do with the Aegis. If you take a look at Leshrac right now, that's a support Leshrac with 12 Bloodstone charges. That is not something you like to see if you're on the side of Pain Gaming. It's now a 4 core and an Earthshaker versus Tuskar Anti-Mage Shadow Fiend. I actually think that Unknown has better late game given the item progression that this Leshrac has.
Yeah. I don't think either of us were really expecting this Lesh to be given so much in the early game, or maybe just credit to him to being able to find so much for himself. I mean, he's 2, 3, and 9, so he's obviously been participating in a lot of the fights and engaging and getting a lot of the assist gold, but not really finding a lot of finishing kills himself. Still has managed to just at least find the farm. I mean, I guess it's Lesh after all, and he can farm the hell out of anything he wants at this point, so I imagine his item progression is only going to get that much more scary, and it's going to come along that much faster from here on out. And I agree. What we both thought was at once potentially a late game advantage for Pain does not quite seem as prominent. It feels a bit more like there's going to be a lot of pressure on 40R here to really pull this one out. And he's just still trying to at least finish out his Manta. It looks like he got it now, but that is still just one more step. He's going to need a bit more because this Lesh, for example, he's going to have a Yules, and a quick Yules throw up into a stun. This AM is not going to be able to get away.
Yeah. Life is definitely hard for Anti-Mage in this game. Like you said, there's Yules into stun. He's obviously going to need to pick up BKB for that, but even with the BKB, there's going to be like Axe Call into stun. All the TAs, insane damage. Gyrocopter's physical damage when he gets some items up like MKB. He's got a Astonishing Yash already, so definitely not a fun game to be Anti-Mage. He's gonna need to bring his GPM up a little bit higher in order to actually bring this game back, which he definitely can. He's doing some really nice split pushing right now. He knows he needs to do it, so good on him. I think they can obviously still win this. It's just going to take some really cheeky plays. Yeah,
very, very cheeky plays. Really trying to use the map and your own bit of map awareness to the best of your ability. That's also pressure on the supports to make sure they have the wards down so the heroes like your Shadow Fiend, like your AM, can feel more comfortable about splitting out there. 40R is going to have to get away. There's a rocket en route, but he will be able to make it back. Back in mid lane. Here we go. Moving on in. It's quickly TA going to take out Cat. Now in trouble herself. Trying to make a retreat. The back end. What a force in call. Tavo's going to get dunked on. Shadow Fiend's going to get locked in place. And it looks like Axe is able to create the space to allow TA to make it away. He sacks himself, but it only makes it a 2-for-1 trade. Still a big grab there for Unknown in the end. AM is still trying to just split push as best as possible, but, you know, Unknown with, you know, when you really look at it, probably one of the most greedy drafts I've ever seen. They're getting what they want out of so much greed, and it doesn't feel like they've been punished. Pain don't have the lineup to punish this kind of a greedy lineup, and I don't know. It's more or less just a bit of the same we were saying. Pain really need to think about this game in much more of a tactical standpoint. You can't just go into fights anymore. You can't just take team fights. It's clear that Unknown are going to be winning the team fights. You need to find a way to get picks or just split push.
Yep, I totally agree. Or do like a smoke into a really, really nice position team fight. That could work too. I mean, it is Dota, so you can always like win a team fight. We'll see. But yeah, a 5-on-5 team fight, Unknown's gonna win every time, I think, right now. At almost any point in the game, if the item progression still persists as it is right now.
I mean, it's going to sound like a terrible comparison when I say this at first, but let me finish my thought. I feel like Dota and MMA not too far different as far as you really just never know. As much as one team or one fighter, let's say, comes in as heavy favorites, they make that misstep, they get caught on the chin, they're out. It's over. In Dota, it could be the same thing. You make one misblink, you don't pop off your BKB in one important fight, you're going to get wiped, and next thing you know, you'll have the buyback to defend, and you lose your racks, and you lose the game. It's really Dota after all. More often than not, yeah, the heavy favorites could stomp through the Tier 2 and Tier 3 teams, but sometimes you just really never know what the hell can happen. One player just does one crazy misstep, and how many stories have we heard in past TIs and past big events when nerves can get the best of teams that they make those kind of mistakes. It really can't happen, so we'll see if Pain can stay composed in this one because they are certainly going to need to. The advantage is totally on the side of Unknown. You look at the net worth graph, they're at 12K for both gold and XP.
40R is certainly doing a really good job trying to make the cheeky plays. Like, he's sending his Manta in to try and bait it on the Manta reveal. He's blinking into the trees, staying around to split push. He's doing everything he has to be doing, and it could work out. Hopefully it does for him, because actually I don't know why I would personally favor either.
You just like to root for the underdog, is what it is.
Yeah, I just.
They're making it go on to Z-Dog here. They get the pullback, but he's able to get the fissure off, and they get the quick kill on the Cat. He gets the Echo off. It's not the biggest one, but it's enough to help get the finish on the Tavo. Now 40R. The Edict flies out, quickly goes into his Manta, realizes he might be gone in too far. He's going to blink back, but TA's right there to catch up, and they might have nowhere to run. Goes up straight north. Meanwhile, the Call going to be catching onto Mr. Squiggles, a.k.a. your Shadow Fiend. He has to pop his BKB. Call down's going to be there. He turns back, goes for the raise. AM still waiting in that upper pocket. Doesn't want to engage. They've already lost 3. They're about to lose 4. Shadow Fiend's going to be taken out. He does have buyback, but he is out of the picture for 80 seconds. 40R quickly trying to cut the wave, trying to pull back the team. Please don't go towards our base. He is just going to try to keep them on this cat and mouse chase. They eventually say, we're not going to pursue that, and they're going for high ground.
He's like such a cheeky little guy.
And he gets a kill. I look away for 1 second, and Earthshaker's like, don't worry, guys, I'll go get him. Yeah, he's dead. So now it's still just AM, and look at this, though. The real damage is inside their base. They lose their Tier 3, and this TA just hits like a truck onto these buildings. They lose 1 Rax. 40R shows up. Snowball flies out, but it's going to be a bit too far. Unknown could be happy with this and just kind of pull back if they want, but 40R ain't happy about it. Ooh, he takes a big shot to the face there. Decides he wants to step back.
He's got to be careful.
Yeah. I'm not that. I can be pretty frail, especially against that hard-hitting TA.
The TA is so ballsy. Just hanging around the jungle. He's actually going to get a kill.
Yep. They managed to bring down Tavo. Now 40R is like, I'm happy to man fight, but oh! Wanted to go for the blink. Goes down. Finally, Cat shows up. Cat had been the one that was taken out in these fights first all the time, and she's finally just like, God damn it, here's my Laguna. I finally get that TA down.
And the anti-mage illusion actually got the kill on it, so he just got 1,200 gold for that kill. That's
You're
huge.
right. Oh my goodness, you're right. 20 gold to be exact of an additional bonus. It was a wicked 6th streak on that TA. Oh, how luxurious did that work out for him? Is it going to be enough, though? They did lose him after all, and some of the base damage has been done. It's pressure on Pain Gaming to have one hell of a high ground defense at this point.
Oh man, he's loving life now. Well, probably not that much, because considering all the cheeky plays he's having to make to stay into this game, but definitely really, really nice for 40R, picking up 1,200 gold. He almost has a heart now. Looks like they're just pushing in with the TA. I don't know. They don't care.
Here they go, going back into the base high ground. They clear out the 2nd Rax. And they are comfortable with that. They will pull back and away, and if they want, Roche is up, Jenkins, so they could just simply make their way over there after, they're probably going to push up this mid lane, back up towards the Pain side, maybe a little bit on the bottom side. You see Shadow Fiend's trying to keep that one back, because both teams probably recognize that Unknown have their sights on just getting this Roche, getting another Aegis, and then going right back towards Pain Gaming's house and trying to close out this game 1.
It's pretty funny watching the TA and the Shadow Fiend on gold per minute. It's like the Shadow Fiend's above the TA, and all of a sudden a fight happens, and the TA is just like 100 above the Shadow Fiend because he gets like an ultra kill. So yeah, they're definitely a lot of this game is on the TA. It's pretty much his game to throw at this point.
Yep, 656 for TAs. Top of the GPM right now, top of the net worth as well at a little over 21K. This is one hell of a big game for a TA in general. And With it, she has an Eagle song now, looking to go right for the butterfly, and I do not see an MKB on the horizon for your AM anytime soon. For Shadow Fiend, he already made a big purchase commitment to what looks like his Scotty, so he doesn't even have a buyback if he wants it here. Now, Unknown move into the Roche pit. They battle it out with the big boy, but they got the vision. That little VG Sigil. Hey, how's it going, everyone? Sees him. And they can't quite get the C on it. Oh, they get the catch, though. A big catch at that onto the Shadow Fiend. Axe, though, eats so much damage coming out from the Shadow Fiend and the help of Lina. He's going to go down first. Requiem going to be pumped and faked. And, uh-oh. Suddenly, Pain Gaming quickly realized, hey, this is our Roche now. Shadow Fiend moves right in, and he's going to just go for it and finish it off. Look at this. They're taking away the Roche from the side of Unknown. And they got it. It's going to go to Shadow Fiend. Cheese is going to be there as well, and 40R is going to pick up that.
Oh, man. Sucks to be the Sax right now. That's really rough.
Could suck to be the gyrocopter as well here, Jenkins. He gets caught with a snowball. Tavo, though, eats all of the damage from that rocket barrage. Was it justified? Can they at least finish him off in exchange? It would be a worthy trade, and they will get it. TA shows up a little late to save Gyro, but look who shows up thereafter. A huge echo across comes out from Z-God, and with that, he'll end up going down. TA still left standing with full life. But that's the Aegis return. They still have Cheese. 40R is going to eat it. They move in. Shadow Fiend can't quite get off the Requiem. It's going to be a Death Requiem in the end. TA still alive and well, able to make it away. 40R, though, gets a big double kill with the help of that Mana Void. And now it's back, the two of them, with the help of Cat nearby. Look at 40R. On pursuit. No more mana here for TA. If he continues his chase, he could get her. Uh-oh. Briefly juked. He heads the other way and doesn't want to fall through. I guess, you know, Axe is already back in action, so you don't want to risk getting caught with a blink call. I don't know. How big of is that enough to keep Pain in this game? They managed to take the Roche for themselves, but now they already lost their Aegis. They had to use the Cheese. They keep Unknown at bay. I feel like the most, Jenkins, that this has got them is maybe just some additional time to maybe get that extra item for a good defense.
It honestly was looking to be like a total disaster for Unknown, but the TA juking around with the refraction, not canceling Blink Dagger, so he's actually just juking around, like killing the supports in the fight. I thought TA was going to die there. I was sure of it.
Yeah.
I mean, he was sitting on top of an anti-mage Shadow Fiend, the Shadow Fiend who had the Aegis. I totally thought he was going to die, but nope. Walks out of that fight totally scot-free. If they'd killed him, it would have been a disaster for Unknown. But given that he didn't die, he was just able to kill like 3 people right at the end of the fight.
40R eyeballing Z-God here, but now TA shows up, so he is going to head elsewhere. Maybe looking to just kind of continue to cut the creeps, do his cheeky little 40R thing as he heads all the way in. We'll see the creeps now. Where's the rest of Unknown? They're all hiding in their woods. Cat's going to be working, stacking this camp. But the most of Pain Gaming just kind of recognize that their AM is just going to go out past his leash, add the pressure on the other lane. Shadow Fiend will be the big bruiser in the base, but we'll catch the back end of that. Cat's going to get caught out from the jump-in call from Axe, and then a quick dunk thereafter. Assistance, of course, from your TA. But it's a nice, solid pick. It's just support, but it helps them lead into getting the Tier 2 bottom lane, Jenkins. And with that, all outer towers are done. It's now going to be pressure onto the high ground.
They can actually push for this because the Lina being dead means that there's no pure damage to go through the BKB, and then they've butterflies, so the physical damage is now almost negligible with all the armor they have and the butterfly. So Lina being dead is huge. I think the TA is immortal at this point, honestly, unless they get like a huge like stun combo on her, and then the anti-mage illusions kill him. That's pretty much the only way.
Rid of all of Lesh's mana and hope for the biggest Mana Void pop ever, but oh, they get an early jump on the Shadow Fiend right after the pause. He gets saved from the Tuscan Snowball. Tavo looking to keep him alive. He's able to BKB and walk up north and make it away. Tavo not so lucky. Brought down immediately thereafter. Your Requiem's going to fly out, but it's going to be easily mitigated in a way. 40R is going to get caught from behind. Your AM is dead. He'll have to buy back if he wants to try to stay alive in this game. They lose their Tier 3, and Unknown actually consider diving past the racks, scouting out the fountain, actually maybe just quick buying nonetheless, and they're going to call game. And, well, Jenkins, that's going to be a wrap-up for game number 1. It's Unknown that are going to take it here with their very greedy draft. What was it that just allowed Unknown to take control of this game? Was it punishing the more elongated time frame that Pain were hoping for, or did they just execute a laning phase and maybe just that aggro tri-lane was just too much for Pain to handle? What would you think?
I might ban or counter TA. That guy was just going like ape shit on that hero. Like, he clearly knows how to play it very well, and Pain just was not able to deal with it with the heroes they had. They needed like 3 more items on their course in order to deal with it. They needed an Abyssal so they could lock them down through BKB, and then they needed an MKB because of the butterflies. So it's just unfortunate. Their timing was so late. They just couldn't do it.
Would you agree with me in saying that TA would be your MVP for this game?
Yeah, probably TA. Honestly, they all played really well, but MVP definitely towards TA.
If you guys out there watching want to have your own say as far as MVP, just so you know, there's actually a Squarespace giveaway here. If you tweet at Squarespace and you put the hashtag BTS Americas on who you think was the MVP and why, they're actually going to be choosing a winner from all the entries, and they give them a promo code for a free 1 year on Squarespace. It's super awesome. So with that said, we're going to wrap up game number 1. In a few moments, we'll be back for game 2 of Team Unknown, going against Pain Gaming with myself, KotLGuy. Catch me over on my Twitter at KotLGuy, and of course, catch the handsome Jenkins over on his Twitter at JenkinsDota, and of course, support his team, Team Leviathan. We'll be back in just a moment for game number 2.